right off the plane in Manila, we were just fully immersed in a culture. Like right when you get there, you are just in it.
Every single person we came in contact with was very welcoming, loving. They showed that they cared for us like immediately, which was really, really special to me.
Each and every person there, they loved each other. They dedicated their time and their happiness to making sure everybody else was happy. So it was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen.
The people were so excited to see us. And they weren't just excited to see us. They were excited to see their teachers. They were excited to see their coaches. They were excited to see their friends, even their mayor. And they were just so excited to be alive. And I think that's why I fell in love with the Philippines. I think that's why a big place in my heart will always be for the Philippines. It's why I want to go back to the Philippines. And it's because of the people and how excited they are about life and about living and about sharing their culture with anybody they encounter.
There are, I don't think, any other programs in the U.S. that just brings together so many different athletes from different sports and allows us to take an entire year to learn about ourselves, learn about each other, learn about different sports and how we can lead in our own sport and, across sports and with each other, and then be able to apply those skills into going overseas, into a foreign country we've never been to, and be able to apply that.
Like you talk about it all for a year long about how sports can bring people together, but you don't really realize how impactful it is until you actually get out there and do it. So the trip is extremely critical just to really show how much of a change you can really make.
You're learning so many things that you can't learn in the classroom, you can't learn on a basketball court or anything really connected to the two of those. Leadership is seen in those areas, but this gives you a new perspective on leadership.
Being in the Vol Leaders Academy was really great for me to understand who I am as a person and as a leader and the way I want to be.
I feel like when you're here, you're thinking about your sport and how you can succeed on the field, on the court, in this pool. But when you have Vol Leaders as a program, you're thinking about how your sport can succeed in worldly terms of like what it can do for resources, for students, what it can do for people of all different backgrounds, and how it can really shape our world into a better place.
When you go out to an area in a different country and you do it, in person, and you're seeing the kids for yourself, you're seeing the adults for yourself, and they're paying attention to what you're saying, and you realize that you maybe do have a little bit more influence than you thought. It's something that you don't take for granted, and it's something that you really, wear on your sleeve, and you make sure that it's something that's important to you, because you can change people's lives just by, how you communicate, how you act, and how you lead.
I would say the most impactful part of the trip for me, what I took away the most, was how easy change can be implemented. It's not some grand scheme or huge organizational undertaking. It's, starts with one person at a time doing something they believe in.
One thing we always talked about is how sport is a universal language, and it allows us to connect with people on a completely different level of maybe it's someone who doesn't speak the same language as you, or they're from halfway across the globe. So I think it really just helped us get out of ourselves and not put so much pressure on ourselves or so much attention on ourselves of our goals and what we're trying to do here at the University of Tennessee during our 4 years, but also look bigger picture of how can we make an impact in somebody else's lives? How can we use sport to connect with people that live a life that's completely different than ours, but learn from them and come together because of something that's as powerful as sport?
It's actually the jersey I'm supporting right now is from PADS, which was an adaptive dragon boat racing team, which is similar to rowing here in the United States, where their leader JP and their captain Cap A took us under their wing and taught us what it was like to row with them and race dragon boat with them, but we were able to see how anybody could be an elite athlete. Didn't matter the age, didn't matter the ability. There are many athletes on that team that might have lost a leg, might have lost an arm, might be deaf, but that didn't stop them from being an elite athlete. So we obviously were able to go in and talk about our experiences as elite athletes, but seeing these internationally successful athletes that have to deal with different consequences and different disabilities that we don't have to deal with was truly inspiring.
Yeah, the Manila School for the Blind was definitely the most impactful experience for me. It was really cool to see kind of like the different ways that people can play sports, and it was really fun to see our students play their sports, and they were like loving it. It was just a totally different way to see sports and like appreciate them.
We also went to the Philippines Sports Commission. That was a really different and unique experience because we were able to go in and talk with these different commissioners who were trying to work to bring together all these different elite athletes and push them not only to excel in their sports, but give them a place to create an environment where they can excel as athletes, and kind of try to bring more resources and funding into that so their athletes can have some of the same experience as other programs, for example, like us in Tennessee. So that was really good to kind of go back and forth and brainstorm ideas and share different perspectives, and also meet some of the athletes there and see them firsthand in their sports.
To me, being a vol leader means leading in a way that really allows others to become the best versions of themselves, because I was led by the other individuals in this academy with me, and they helped me become the best version of myself. The individuals and the organizations that I worked with in the Philippines helped me become the best version of myself. So it's my hope and dream to help others do that as well through the power of sport and just human connection.
I represent something a little bit bigger than just like my sport, and I feel like we're a group of people that will always have each other's backs, and I know if anything happens, like I'll have these people behind me.
I think we've all become better overall leaders on our team and within our community. I think this program has shown us what we can do and the impact that we do have, and the importance of it right now in our community and how we should take advantage of that. So I think having this program here at Tennessee provides you with athletes that are willing to do more than just step on the court or step on the course or the field or whatever it may be, but they can step out into their communities and help make an impact.
I mean, we're volunteers, you know, so we want to put the time in and the effort into serving our communities and serving people around us. So building student athletes in the Vol Leaders Academy, I think it's essential for our university, because that's just who we are. We are people willing to give back.
So many athletes just think about sport and themselves and what they want to do with it and their goals, but I don't think a lot of people get the chance to realize how sport can do something much bigger and leave a positive change on the entire world. And if it weren't for this program, I don't think I really would have fully understood that concept, and I definitely wouldn't have made the connections and gotten to experience what I did in the Philippines this summer if it weren't for an opportunity like this.
You are more than just an athlete, you're a leader and you're a person, and how is developing your leadership now going to help you in the future when you eventually graduate from playing in sports. And I have never felt more confident in myself that once I finish diving, I can move on in the world into something better and be competitive in a new aspect of life.
This academy is able to impact the student athletes that are a part of it, but it's also impacting the entire athletic department and university, because each and every student athlete that goes through the program learns these lifelong lessons, these meaningful leadership qualities that then can spread. And it can be a domino effect to all the teammates around each and every athlete that went through the program. And just because you didn't go through the program doesn't mean you might not reap the benefits of the people who did and the relationships that you've built with those people, because they went through the program and they learned so much about what it's like to create meaningful relationships and lead the people around them.